Diddy's links to Tupac murder suspect Keefe D revealed. Following revelations that Sean Diddy Combs is facing over 100 allegations of sexual abuse at his infamous parties, the disgraced rap mogul's alleged links to the murder of Tupac have come under scrutiny. The producer's dramatic fall from grace has been detailed in DailyMail.com's latest hit podcast, The Trial of Diddy, hosted by Marjorie Hernandez, Daily Mail's West Coast news editor. In the second episode of the hit show, Greg Kading, one of the investigators assigned to Tupac's murder, dissects the renewed spotlight on Diddy's alleged connection to Tupac's infamous 1996 slang. Hernandez explains that in the 1990s, a beef between Diddy's Bad Boy Records on the East Coast and Suge Knight's Death Row Records on the West Coast dominated the hip-hop industry. Hernandez opens in the podcast, Tupac Shakur had accused his one-time friend, Bad Boy's flagship artist Biggie, and Diddy with shooting and robbing him on November 30, 1994 at Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan. Many thought Diddy and Bad Boy were somehow involved with the attack. Shakur even openly accused Biggie and Puffy of having prior knowledge of the shooting, something they both denied. The Quad Studio shooting sparked the infamous and deadly East Coast versus West Coast rivalry that would ultimately cost Tupac and Biggie their lives in drive-by shootings within months of each other in 1996. Tupac's murder came on September 13, 1996, when he was gunned down on the Las Vegas Strip in a car driven by Suge Knight. 6 months later, as he was leaving at a party in LA after the 1997 Soul Train Awards, Biggie was shot and killed. Both men's deaths shook the industry. Diddy was now in fear for his life, Hernandez said. Retired LAPD homicide detective Greg Kading investigated the Tupac and Biggie murders. He says Combs hired members from the notorious Crip Street Gang in 1995 during a stop of the Summer Jams tour in Anaheim, California. Among the prominent Crip members at the time was Dwayne Keefe D. Davis and his nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. As explained by Kading, Keefe D was dealing both PCP and cocaine from Los Angeles to another drug dealer, a figure out in New York, guy named Eric Martin. They called him Zip. And Zip was a very well-known drug dealer, hustler, shot caller out in New York, who happened to be affiliated with Puffy Combs' dad. And after Puffy's dad died, Zip kind of took over as kind of like a play-uncle figure for Puffy Combs. And also he became very close with Christopher Wallace and Faith Evans, and was even the godfather of Christopher Wallace's son. So that was the connection. Keefe knew a drug dealer. That drug dealer was affiliated with Puffy and Biggie, and that was how the introduction happened when Puffy said that he needed some security on the West Coast because of all the problems that he was having with Suge Knight and Death Row Records. His friend Zip, his play-uncle, said, "Hey, I've got just the perfect people for you. I know some gang members out there that can handle that kind of work. Let me introduce you to them." And that's how the association began. Hernandez explained that after Tupac's death, Keefe D along with 3 others were pinpointed as the suspects in the getaway car. Keefe D told investigators it was his nephew Baby Lane, who shot and killed Tupac and shot at Suge Knight. Nearly 30 years later after Tupac's murder, Keefe D was arrested and is facing murder charges in Nevada. Prosecutors allege Davis was the mastermind behind Shakur's shooting, and he is the lone remaining person from the alleged suspect vehicle alive today. Prosecutors submitted interviews of Keefe D, who alleged Diddy offered him $1 million to assassinate Tupac, and court documents show cops asked if Combs played a role in this thing, to which Keefe responded, "Yeah, I think he did."